Beaches are known for their natural beauty, but let's be honest, there's more to the story than golden sand and turquoise waves. The world's full of coastlines that break the mold completely. From lunar-like landscapes to secluded sandy coves, some of the most amazing beaches offer far more than sun, sea, and sand. There are shores with green, pink, even black sands. Strange rock formations that feel like they were carved by another world. Bubbling hot springs just steps from the tide. And in some places, you'll even find penguins waddling right along the beach. If you're planning a trip and want something different, something that sticks with you, then stay tuned because today we're counting down the 15 most unique beaches in the whole world. Let's start off with number 15, Vik Beach, Iceland. If you're not fussed about actually swimming and are drawn to otherworldly places that look cool, well, Iceland's Vik Beach might be for you. Also known as Reynisfjara Beach and Black Sand Beach, this desolate cove looks like it belongs on another alien planet. Located 112 miles from the capital, Reykjavik, this beach may not be the only black sand beach in Iceland, but it is the most dramatic. Here, craggy basalt pillars rise up from the pounding Atlantic waves, while hexagonal cliff formations loom over the beach. The basalt sea stacks feature in many ancient myths and legends, and today they're home to thousands of cute seabirds. From puffins to guillemots, you'll see everything. The frothy white sea foam crashing against the jet black sand looks incredibly atmospheric too. It's no wonder that this beach appeared in Game of Thrones. Now, just one thing that we want to tell you is that only watch it from a safe distance, because the waves on this beach are as dangerous as Daniel Ellsberg. Life is short, so do not swim. Number 14, Papakolea Beach, Hawaii. Most people picture beaches as white, golden, or maybe black if they've been somewhere volcanic. But Papakolea doesn't play by those rules. This beach shows up in a striking olive green, like nature just flexing for no reason. Tucked into a collapsed volcanic crater on Hawaii's Big Island, it's one of only 4 green sand beaches on Earth. No gimmicks, no weird algae tricks, just pure geology doing its thing. The secret is a mineral called olivine. When volcanoes erupt, they shoot out magma rich in olivine, a crystal packed with iron and magnesium. As the lava cools and erodes over time, waves grind those green crystals down into fine sand. The result is a beach that shimmers green in the sunlight, like something ripped out of a fantasy map. Now, getting there isn't easy. You've got a long, windy hike across tough terrain, but when you finally step onto that surreal green shore, it's dead quiet, just the wind, the waves, and this untouched, alien-looking paradise. There are no crowds or noise, just the earth, raw and unfiltered. Number 13, Whitehaven Beach, Australia. If there's a beach on Earth that looks like a screensaver made real, Whitehaven is it. Sitting on Whitsunday Island right off Australia's Great Barrier Reef, this 4.3-mile stretch isn't just super stunning, it's scientifically odd. The sand here is blindingly white, thanks to its unusually high silica content. About 98% pure, which gives it that powdery softness and cool touch underfoot, even on the hottest days. What's wild is that none of the island's rocks actually contain silica. It's believed that ocean currents carried it here over millions of years, building a shoreline unlike any other. That's why the sand is so fine it gets absolutely everywhere. Great for barefoot strolls, but not so great for your phone. Legend has it NASA even used it to make glass for the Hubble telescope, though that's still up for debate. Aerial shots of the swirling white sand meeting turquoise water look like nature went full abstract art. It's protected now, with tight rules on trash and dogs. There is no smoke, no mess, just clean, raw beauty, and you with your GF. Number 12, Hotwater Beach, New Zealand. There are beaches where you lie in the sun, then there's Hotwater Beach, where you dig your own geothermal spa. Tucked into the Coromandel Peninsula on New Zealand's North Island, this beach sits over 2 underground fissures that pump scalding water straight into the sand. At low tide, you can dig a hole, sit back, and soak in bubbling natural hot springs just feet from the surf. The water can hit up to 107 loft, which means it's no joke, you could literally cook breakfast in it or boil eggs. Locals bring shovels, and on most days it turns into a beach-wide excavation party. People build their own makeshift tubs and settle in like it's a pop-up spa. But don't be fooled into thinking it's all calm vibes. The surrounding ocean has serious riptides, so swimming is only safe in clearly marked areas. Still, where else can you build your own hot tub in the sand while watching the Pacific roll in? It's chaotic, it's brilliant, and somehow it all works. Number 11. Cathedral Beach, Spain. You don't need a map to figure out why it's called Cathedral Beach. One look at the cliffs and you get it. On Spain's northwestern Galician coast, Praia das Catedrals looks like a Gothic cathedral carved by waves instead of stone cutters. Towering natural arches rise over 90 feet high, and narrow sea caves snake through the base of the cliff, hidden until the tide reveals them. During low tide, you can walk through the aisles between the walls, the sea temporarily retreating to let you explore. But when the tide returns, it swallows the beach entirely, turning those same arches into a surreal coastal maze only accessible by boat. Every crack, every curve, every worn groove in the stone tells a story of centuries of Atlantic fury. It doesn't feel like a place designed for tourism. It feels like nature got dramatic and a little poetic. Cathedral Beach isn't just scenery. Its scale, sound, and stone all come together like a memory you didn't know you needed. Number 10. Jökulsárlón Beach, Iceland. First, we want to clear something very important. This isn't your standard beach with umbrellas and ice cream stands. Jökulsárlón, loved in Iceland's Vatnajökull National Park, is where glaciers meet the sea in the most surreal way possible. A massive glacial lake sits right by the ocean, and thanks to the constant melt, it keeps growing. Icebergs break off, drift through the lagoon, and eventually wash up on a nearby stretch of black volcanic shoreline known as Diamond Beach. Now just picture this: chunks of clear ice scattered across deep black sand, glistening like diamonds under the low Arctic sun. It looks like nature just dropped its jewelry box and didn't bother cleaning up. And when the light hits right, the whole place shifts from eerie to straight up cinematic. So it is cold. Well, yes it is. Swim friendly? Well, let's say absolutely not. But unforgettable? No question. You're not just visiting a beach, you're stepping into a landscape that feels untouched, otherworldly, and a little bit dramatic in the best way possible. Number 9. The Bomb Blast Beach, Mexico. Most beaches take centuries to form. This one happened with a bang, literally. Playa del Amor, also called Hidden Beach, sits tucked inside a giant crater on Mexico's Marietta Islands. From above, it looks fake, like someone photoshopped a tropical cove into the middle of the earth. But that crater, it's the scar left behind from military bomb testing in the early 1900s. Nature eventually reclaimed the wound. Today, it's home to a private lagoon only accessible by swimming through a low, narrow tunnel during low tide. Once inside, you're surrounded by walls of stone, glowing turquoise water, and soft white sand. It feels like you've snuck into some forbidden paradise. Marine life thrives here too. Dolphins, manta rays, and even humpback whales pass through. But getting in requires more than a boat ride. The island's now a protected nature reserve, and only a limited number of permits are handed out each year. If you manage to score one, count yourself lucky. It's not just a beach, it's a secret carved into stone. Number 8. Vadhu Beach, Maldives. There are beaches you remember, and then there's Vadhu. Tucked inside the Maldives, this place doesn't glow metaphorically. It literally lights up. Thanks to bioluminescent plankton that drift in its shallow coastal waters, the beach transforms into a scene that feels ripped straight from science fiction. The glow kicks in at night when the water's disturbed, so every crashing wave or barefoot step sets off a soft blue shimmer across the sand. It's not always visible year-round, but when it does show up, it's nothing short of magical. And no, this isn't a gimmick or light show. This is nature's defense mechanism turned into one of Earth's most stunning displays. The island itself is quiet, home to only a few hundred people, which just adds to the whole experience. It's calm, it's strange, and it doesn't care about your expectations. If you're chasing something that doesn't feel real but absolutely is, this is the beach to see before you die. An average person can live up to 70 years, so don't wait for the right time. It will never come. Number 7. Pfeiffer Beach, California. Big Sur's coastline doesn't exactly lack drama, but Pfeiffer Beach still manages to stand out. Tucked away in the misty cliffs, this stretch of sand comes with a surprise. It's purple. Not lavender fields purple, more like earthy streaks and swirls that shift depending on the tide, the light, and where you're standing. The color comes from manganese garnet that erodes from the nearby hills. Rain and waves grind it into powder, and then nature just starts painting. Some days the sand glows faintly, on other days it's bold and vibrant. No two visits look the same. There's also the Keyhole Arch, a jagged sea rock formation where the sun cuts through perfectly at sunset, lighting up the water like something out of a dream. The whole place feels wild and a little moody, especially when the fog rolls in. Pfeiffer Beach isn't flashy. It doesn't need to be. It's strange, quiet, and totally unforgettable, like the coast itself is keeping secrets just for those who bother to look. Number 6. Pink Sand Beach, Bahamas. Harbor Island doesn't scream for attention, it lets the sand do that. Stretching across 3 miles of Bahamian coastline, this beach glows with a soft pink tint that's not a trick of the light. It's real and it's strangely beautiful. The color comes from tiny creatures called foraminifera. They live on the coral reefs offshore, and when they die, their red and pink shells wash ashore and blend into the sand. The effect is subtle, not bubblegum pink, but a soft, blushing hue that becomes most vivid along the waterline. Filtered photos don't do it justice. In person, the color plays against the clear water and pale sky in a way that feels surreal. And yes, you're walking on millions of crushed sea creatures, but that's what makes it one of the most iconic beaches in the world. Quiet, peaceful, and wildly photogenic, this place isn't just for Instagram. It's for anyone who wants to stand in a spot where nature did something completely unnecessary and nailed it anyway. Number 5. Red Sand Beach, Galapagos. The Galapagos is already home to some of the weirdest wildlife and ecosystems on Earth, but Rabida Island takes it a step further. You show up expecting typical white beaches and instead get hit with a bold, deep red shoreline that looks like Mars took a vacation. This unusual color comes from the island's volcanic history. After countless eruptions, the high iron content in the sand oxidized into that burnt red hue. It's striking against the blue of the ocean and the rusty cliffs that tower behind it. But this place isn't just a pretty shade, it's also packed with life. Sea lions sleep in groups along the beach. Blue-footed boobies strut around like they own the place, and pelicans dive-bomb the waves like it's rush hour. It's a strange little corner of the world that doesn't follow the usual beach rules, and that's exactly why it sticks in your head. Here, you don't need any Insta or Snapshot filters. The red speaks for itself. What do you think about it? Number 4. Benagil Sea Cave Beach, Portugal. Portugal's Algarve coast has no shortage of jaw-dropping views, but the Benagil Sea Cave takes things to another level. From the outside, it looks like a random cliff with an arch or two, but slip through one of those sea-carved tunnels by kayak, paddleboard, or small boat, and you're inside a natural cathedral. The ceiling opens to the sky, a perfect round skylight that pours golden light into the chamber. The sandstone walls are layered in warm hues, orange, gold, amber, changing color as the sun moves. The beach inside is quiet, tucked away, unreachable by land. And that's what makes it feel special. You don't just walk here, you earn it. The sea inside the cave is calm, almost eerily still, protected from the waves outside. It's easy to see why this place feels sacred. Not in a religious way, just in that rare way certain places carry silence and space and beauty like they were meant to be left alone. Number 3. Star Sand Beach, Japan. Take Itomi Island in Japan doesn't advertise itself with flash. At first glance, the beaches here look simple, clean, quiet, unbothered. But scoop up a handful of sand and you'll spot the magic. Mixed among the grains are tiny star-shaped particles. microscopic husks of marine organisms called foraminifera. They've been living and dying in the surrounding waters for thousands of years, and their remains get washed ashore with the tides. It's why this place is called Star Sand Beach. You're not just walking on sand, you're walking on the remnants of millions of tiny sea creatures, fossilized into stardust. It's oddly poetic, stars at your feet instead of above your head. The beach isn't flashy, but it makes you pause. It's the kind of detail most people would miss, but once you notice it, you don't forget it. And if anyone ever asks whether there are more stars in the sky or on Earth, well, this place makes that question a little trickier to answer. Number 2. Ansa Source d'Argent, Seychelles. Well guys, you've seen it in postcards, you've probably seen it in screensavers, but nothing really prepares you for standing on Ansa Source d'Argent in person. Tucked away on La Digue Island in the Seychelles, this beach is almost too perfect, like someone digitally enhanced reality and forgot to tell anyone. Powdery white sand meets shallow, crystal-clear waters in a soft gradient of pale blues and greens. But what really sets it apart is the granite boulders scattered along the shore, giant, smooth, and sculpted by time. They don't look real, they look designed. Add in the slow rhythm of the ocean and the rustle of palm leaves, and it feels like the world's been paused. The water's calm, warm, and full of marine life, turtles, colorful fish, and the occasional stingray gliding past like a local. The beach doesn't shout for attention. It doesn't need to. It just exists exactly as it should, and that's what makes it unforgettable. Number 1. Glass Beach, California. We have never seen such a beautiful thing like this. Glass Beach isn't what you think. Instead of sand or stones, this beach near Fort Bragg, California, is completely covered in polished, colored sea glass. It didn't start off beautiful decades ago. Locals dumped garbage along the shoreline, but Mama Nature, as she does, reshaped the mess. Wave after wave broke down the old glass and pottery, smoothing them into rounded gems that now blanket the beach. The result was a stretch of coastline that sparkles under the sun, shifting with greens, blues, and reds, like a mosaic constantly being remade by the tide. Jewelry makers still scout the area for pieces, but visitors mostly come to see how something ugly turned into something weirdly beautiful. It's a reminder that ecosystems don't just heal, they improvise. And while it's illegal to collect the glass now, walking across it feels like stepping through time. It's a human mess and careless, but it is still kind of stunning, scattered in pieces across the shore. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.